Good evening, everybody. Here we are for another week of UFC. Sorry, I've been a little lazy with it lately. Just been hectic, and then just trying to find my groove again. Um, haven't had the best year in UFC, uh, but got to keep on grinding. And it seems like the weeks that I don't put out a video are the weeks that I do really good. Um, Tried something a little bit different with my little setup, but the area is so small that I don't know what I'm gonna do. But all right. Well, let's get right into this card. It's UFC Fight Night. Ankalaev versus Guskov. Guskov is filling in on short notice. Um, so let's get started. And our first fight of the night is Hussein versus Gibson. I think this is just a levels match. I think Hussein's going to be better everywhere. Gibson's only small chance might be to grapple, but I don't even think he can do that. I think Hussein's going to be better everywhere, and this is just going to be, kind of like a showcase fight. Um, with this Abu Dhabi card, you're going to see a lot of what I call showcase fights, a lot of setup fights, just to get them a win. And as we get going, I'll get talking about more and more of the OV/EV fighters. If I'm not mistaken, at Abu Dhabi, they are something like 25 1-1, like combined OV/EV fighters. Now there are a couple fighting each other this week, so I think there's just the one actually, where it would be kind of like they both might be from the area. Um, but anyways, on to the next fight. It'd be Elliott versus Davis. I hate the line on this fight. I think it should be closer to a pick 'em. I am gonna lean Elliott, and at the end you'll also see I have Elliott in my EV parlay. If you want to pull him out, I don't know what the odds would be, but probably because the parlay is like a plus 400 when I pull it up at the end. But I'll talk about that at the end. I think I think Davis could possibly be better on the feet. I think Eliev is live to hit his takedown prop. The problem is no one is releasing it. So I don't even know if we're going to get it. I mean, it might pop out late tonight or first thing in the morning, but I've been like waiting all day long to do this, recording, hoping that more props will come out, but we hardly have any significant strike props or takedown props at all. They're only offering it for the for the co-main event and the main event so far, and that's it. So my lean is Elia, but I hate the line. And then next fight we got Ribeiro versus Tukalov. This is a setup fight, I think. I think Tukalov's gonna be better everywhere. I look for him to get a knockout. I think this is clearly one of those what I would call setup fights. And then we got Bonfim versus Sola. This one could be close. I'm just not a big Bonfim guy. This is the brother that's not as good. I think on the feet, Bonfim is definitely. I wouldn't say definitely. He's the better striker. He's actually kind of live for a knockout on the feet. I would look for Sola to grapple. I do lean towards Sola to get grappling going and get the win, but it's not confident at all. This is another one where I feel like the line should be pick'em, not minus 200 / plus 160. Um, I think the value is on Bonfim. I'm just not very confident in him. Then next fight, Ponzinibbio versus Patterson. This is one of my most confident parlay pieces. And I don't mind Patterson by KO at plus 110 either. I think Patterson's going to be better everywhere. I think this is a good matchup for him. Ponzinibbio's getting a little bit older. I think he's 39 now. I look for a finish by Patterson. I like finish a lot. So I'm also using minus 3.5 on DraftKings on the point spread as a parlay piece. Then we got Jacoby versus Syed. This is another one where I feel like the line should be even, not where it's at. I think the reason why Jacoby's still a minus 190 is because Saeed is filling in on short notice. It's his debut. He is live to get a knockout though. But if he doesn't get the knockout, then Jacoby is going to piece him up and be the better technical striker, be the minute winner, the better kickboxer, and he'll be able to get the victory. I'm gonna lean on Jacoby getting the win, but it's like a couple of the other fights. I just don't like the line. I would like it way more if he was a minus 125. Next, we got Walker versus Peterson. I'm going to go with Walker. Uh, you know, I think he can still get his grappling going. I still think he's live for his fifth straight heel hook submission. And even if he doesn't get the sub, I think on the feet it's a little bit closer than what some people think. So I'm going to use Peterson as a parlay piece, but his line's coming down quite a bit. He's like a minus 170 now. Shit. I don't know why I yawn every time I do these recordings. But here's something I'm going to sprinkle. I'm not going to put a full unit on this. Probably just enough to win a unit. So 0.6 units or something like that it would take, I think. And that's a submission plus 165. I will be putting a little bit on that. And then our next fight is, sorry man, I changed my whole setup and I have like all the fights written down on a whiteboard and with my notes on them, and because memory's not the best as I get older. And it's a little bit farther away, so I need to make some adjustments in here and fix a few things in this little crappy setup I have. But next fight is, this is the fight where it's two EVs, I guess you could say. Vagev and Isa Kayamayev, or ever how you pronounce it. I'm going to be on Vagev, or ever how you say it. I think they both can grapple, but I think Vagev is going to be the better grappler, and he's going to be the better striker. So I like him to be the minute winner. I do like this fight to go over 2.5 rounds. So one of my plays is this here. Fight to end by unanimous decision, minus 110. That means it doesn't matter who wins. It just has to be a unanimous decision, and you win it. So I like that. And then we got Cunha versus Fortune, one of my other parlay pieces that I'm really confident in. I don't really understand this matchup that much. Cunha came into the UFC. He started off with Curtis Blades, and he lost a close split decision, which most people think he won. I thought he won it. I was high on him coming over from BFL. Then he gets Almeida, who got cut by the UFC basically because he's boring. And and he beat him by decision also. And then now he gets Fortune, which I believe is a little bit of a step down from those two. Um, so I think this is a good matchup for him. Uh, I even think Kuniev could be live to do some grappling in this one. Fortune's probably going to try to grapple, but he's not going to be able to. Kuniev's going to be the better striker, the minute winner. So I like Kuniev as a parlay piece. I just cannot decide on how he's going to win, because he could get a knockout or he could win by decision also. So either of those methods are live, but I do have him as a parlay piece. In the end, I'll show it. Next, we got Rapeshki versus Zanakulov. Both are making their UFC debut, but Zanakulov, I think he's going to be the more higher volume striker, a little bit better striker. I think he's just a little more well-rounded at this point of his career. I believe he had over 200 significant strikes in his Dana White Contender Series fight. So I look for him to get the win here. So I do like him on the money line as a parlay piece also. And then we got Dulatov versus Turman. Dulatov will be better everywhere. He can win this fight ever how he wants to. Most people are taking first round KO minus 110. Personally, I might throw a sprinkle on submission if it's still in the plus 300 range. I didn't look it up again before I started recording. I just kind of thought of it just now while I was recording. So, other than that, I really don't have a lot of interest in this fight. It is in my EV/OV parlay though, even though it's a minus 1,000 or minus 800, whatever it is. And then now we're on to the co-main event. We got Steve Erceg versus Temerov. Personally, I think this is going to end up being a levels check. I know a lot of people are on Temerov, and the line's pretty even. A little bit of money seems to be coming in on Erceg the last couple of days. Now, Temerov is going to have a big power advantage. His round one prop is pretty solid. I mean, or actually, his finish prop is fairly solid. I think his finish prop is around a plus 180 to 190-ish. But I like Erceg to avoid the big power shots and to be the better technical striker and minute winner, and possibly even mix in a takedown. I like him to get the decision win. One way that you could look to bet this would be Erceg decision / Temerov KO, but I'm not sure what the odds are. They're probably pretty bad. They're probably like minus 200. And then the last one is Ankalaev versus Guskov. I mean, I honestly don't even think this is close. I know a lot of people think it is. I mean, a lot of people think Guskov is live at the odds, and I guess in the first two rounds he is. I would look, if you are going to sprinkle on Guskov, I would sprinkle first and second round knockout. I think it's like a plus 850 or 900 or something like that. I like Ankalaev to just, the problem with him is we have no idea how he's going to win, because he can be pretty boring sometimes, but I am going to lean towards him getting a takedown or two. His takedown prop is over a half a takedown is a minus 150. I don't hate that. I just don't like betting a minus 150. So I'm going to sprinkle this. 2 takedowns plus 165, 3 plus takedowns plus 350. I don't think he would get more than 3. Basically what I'll do is I'll probably put like a half a unit on 2, and then like just a just enough to win a unit on the 3+. So it would be like 0.3 or in that range, Um, so those are my breakdowns for UFC Fight Night, Ankalaev versus Guskov. I'm going to pull up my parlays now. I've got 3 different parlays, and I will pull those up now. Trying to figure out how to go bigger. Here we go. Had a brain fart there for a second. So I've got a 3-piece parlay on the alternate round prop overs. I got Elia versus Davis over 1.5 rounds. Kuniev Fortune start round 2, and Ursag Temerov over 1.5 rounds -108. Then I've got a 3-piece parlay. I got Patterson money line, Kuniev KO/decision, and Ankalaev KO/decision +124. I've also done this on DraftKings where I took where I took Patterson -3.5, and I think that made it closer to a +140 range. And then my EV/OB parlay, there are a couple that are kind of a little iffy, but I'm only putting like a half a unit on this, not even probably. And that is Eliev money line, Tukalov money line, Vagev money line, Kuniev money line, Zygnikov money line, and Dolotov money line, and Ankalaev money line +413. I'm just doing it for fun. It's just a fun sprinkle. It's nothing serious. So that's what I'm doing. Those are my plays for UFC Fight Night. And let me get this off the thing before I end the video. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the video. I went probably a little faster tonight. I didn't really realize how fast I was talking until towards the end. But if anyone has any questions, comments, please send them my way. I'll be keeping my eye out for some props. So I like doing the most significant strike parlay props. If those end up dropping, I might drop something. Anyone can look me up on Pickett also. I believe it's just Glenn 1972 or something like that on Pickett. But hopefully everyone enjoyed this recording, and keep in mind this is a 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time start time. Hopefully we cash some tickets, and everybody have a great weekend.